Hey y'all, it's me again, Valerie, and welcome back to my yarn room. Yay! Alright, before we get started, I would like to invite anybody who has not already to hit that word subscribe. When you do, give the videos thumbs up, share them if you can, and leave me a comment. Okay. I'm excited for today. Alright, this is part 2 of our beautiful Jacob's Ladder granny square. Now, I haven't sewn in any of my ends, so sorry. Alright. There's a couple of things that I forgot to tell y'all. One of them is, okay, with this first row right here that we did 3, then a corner, 3, a corner, 3, a corner, 3, and a corner, right? No big deal. Just like a solid granny square, every row, well, every side on every row is going to give you four extra double crochets all the way through the pattern. Okay? So, we did 3 here. That means that this row right here will be 7 double crochets. Then the next row will be 11 double crochets. So forth and so on. And that's each side of each row. Okay? I hope you understand that. That's how you know that your stitch count is right. Alright. So, we started with this color. Then we did this color. Now we've got to go back to this color. So, I got my color. Just going to put a slip knot. And I'm going to come right here. Where I slip stitched the last color. I forgot to put my yarn on my hook. Okay. And all we're going to do is we're going to go in that. And we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay. Very simple. Alright, now. What we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to do the next to the last row. Because you do it a little bit different. Because otherwise, you got these big loops. And if you do it just regular, the loops are going to bunch up like that. And I don't think that looks very neat. So, I'm going to show you how to shorten your loops on this row. Okay. We're going to start with a chain 3. Okay. And then, like I said yesterday, when you start a new row, you always have 2 right there beside your first loop. Okay? Alright, now, instead of chaining 10, we're going to chain 7. On the sides, we're going to chain 7. Now, the reason why we're chaining 7 is because we want 3 going up the row, 1 to connect the row, and 3 to come back down the row. And you'll understand that in a minute. And then we're going to connect it the same way we did yesterday. Other people connect it different, but I like going in those 2 right there in the front. Okay, and then we're going to go over here. And the stitch right there that your loop is hooked to, that's your first stitch. So don't forget it. Otherwise, your count will be off. Because I made a mistake and I missed it. But luckily, I'm smart enough. I know that, okay, if I missed that stitch and I've done a few rows and I don't want to take them out, okay, well, add a stitch to another row right here on this row, and it equals out. Alright. Now, that's how you do the side pieces on your next to the last row. Okay? Now, what we want to do here is we want to do a corner on your next to the last row. So, we're going to put 2 right there to make our corner. And then, instead of chaining 11, we're going to chain 8. Okay, and we're still going to go right there, not in those 2 loops, not in the first chain. We're going to go into the second chain because we still need that chain 1 right there on the end. And we're going to chain 1 because we need that chain 1 also. And we're going to go over here. Well, we're going to yarn over first. And we're going to do our 2 doubles on the end. And don't forget, that is your first stitch right there. Always. Because if you go right here, your stitch count's going to be off. You got to go in your first stitch. And it don't even look like a stitch. But it is. Because see, now, it is right on top of the stitch below it. Alright, now, y'all finish up with that. Pause me, because I'm getting ready to show y'all how to join your loops and how to finish it off. Okay, so y'all pause right here and start me up again when you've got your next to the last row finished. And then I'll show you how to do the last row. Okay, pause me. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Now, I know it's hard to see, but I know you'll be able to get this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and take these loops out. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do your very last row now, because we just did the next to the last row. And I know it's hard to see with the shadow right here, but I can't help that right now. Alright, and you just join your yarn the same way you always do, with a slip stitch. And it ain't going to work right for me. There we go. Okay, and then you chain 3. And now on this, your chain 3s count as a double. Okay? Alright, now we're going to go right here into the next stitch. And we're going to put a double. Okay? Alright, now we got to join this loop. But before we do that, we've got to get all of our loops lined up. Okay, so you take your first loop here of your row. And you hold it. And you take your second loop and you put it through it. And pull it up. And that's how you make your loops. And then you get your next one and pull it up. And your next one and put it through that one and pull it up. And you get your next one and put it through that one and pull it up. And so forth and so on And that's all it is to your loops. And then you take your short one here on the end that you didn't chain 10, you chain 7. And you put it through and pull it up. Okay, now, you've got your 2 doubles started right there. So the way to join your loop is just like this. You're going to put your hook, well, you're going to yarn over because you're doing a double. You're going to put your hook through the loop, and you'll come right here to your first double. Put it through, pull up a loop, yarn over. You're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2. And what that does, it makes your loop go in that double. And then just keep going to your next one. And your next one. But that's how you finish off your Jacob's ladder. You work your stitch in your loop. Now hold on a minute and I'll show you how to do the corner. Let me do my doubles across. Okay, y'all. I have already put my 2 doubles right there in that chain 1 before my loop. Okay? So, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn this a little bit. And then I'm going to go in that loop, draw up a loop. I'm going to do a single there. And then I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to come right back down here. And I'll put 2 doubles. That's after I hook all my loops together and I'm working on that last loop. Because I didn't hook them before I did that. But that's how you finish it off. After you hook your loops, that's how you finish off your corner. Y'all got that? I hope so. Now I know this pattern is not going to be for everybody. But I think that it's gorgeous. I love Jacob's ladder. I do. I absolutely love it. Alright, y'all. That's going to be all for today. It's hot as all get out in this room. I don't have a ceiling fan. I don't have an air conditioner in here. Nothing. I got a little bitty fan that's about this big around blowing. That's it. And it's already almost 80 degrees outside here. Alright, y'all. But again, that's going to be all for today. And I will meet y'all back here in the next one for another grand adventure right here in Val's Yarn Room. And I truly do love each and every single one of y'all to pieces. And do something nice for somebody, even if it's just a smile. Alright, y'all, I guess there ain't nothing else left to say except for get your crochet on. I'm gonna. Bye, y'all.